Hey everybody, welcome to a video here. This is an overview video of ScribeWare report writing software. We're going to really focus on home inspection reports. You can do lots of other types of reports with ScribeWare, but this is going to be about home inspection reports. It will reveal just a whole lot of answers about how the reports work, how the mobile app works, and how the desktop works. So even if you're not interested in specifically home inspection, have a look. There's some good stuff in here. So I'm going to start with these finished reports. So let's have a look at a number of different finished reports. ScribeWare is incredibly customizable, so you can get different looks of reports. So we'll kind of review some of that. The reports are HTML, so they're like a secure hidden website. They're not indexed by Google, so you can't really find them. Every report can be printed to PDF. You could print just a summary page. There's a request list builder, so real estate brokers can make custom lists of just items they want to ask for, and you can print out an invoice or a receipt. Obviously, this is the cover shot and company information. Scope and purpose of a home inspection, we call this the boilerplate. And the boilerplate can be changed. So if you have a condo inspection, a commercial inspection, a one-item inspection, a moisture control inspection, a sewer scope, you can create different boilerplates for different types of services. So that's really helpful. And then here under the summary, these different colors would be the modifiers, and every different company can create their own modifiers. So Chris here is using defect, further evaluation, items for monitoring. So we can start clicking on some of these, and you can see we've got a nice little list of both defects and further evaluation items. Nice concise summary page. And then you can go into the complete home inspection report if we click on here. And this breaks the house down into chapters like a lot of people are used to, so we could go look at the exterior chapter. You can see we support using checkboxes here. There's different ways to set up your photos, but in this case, when there's only one photo, it aligns right. When there's multiple photos, they align right below the comment. This actually really helps the view on mobile devices. It's one of the reasons why we did it. So we've optimized the report to look really good on mobile devices. Pictures are just top quality. You can click on them, open them up, and start scrolling into things. I'll show you some from one of my reports as well. But this gives you kind of a flavor of a finished report. One cool thing that has been done here is a home maintenance manual has been installed. So you can attach PDFs to ScribeWare reports, just like almost like a picture really. You just kind of drag it in. So pretty cool. So this is a sample report of ScribeWare's, one of ScribeWare's default templates. So this is a template that is showing our on-site report. So you can see this uses a lot of checkboxes and a lot of really simple comments. So if your goal is to create reports on site, this would be kind of a nice starting place for you. We have both system by system and room by room. And this gives you kind of a feel for that. We'll go look at the summary real quick, and you can see, fairly short comments. This template, we decided to use these sort of bold red comments for what type of contractor could be used. A lot of people want to use these modifiers, and some people will put like electrical and plumbing, and they can sort things that way in the summary. So a lot of flexibility there. This is a scriber down in Florida. We can have a look at his template. You can see he's customized the color, which I think looks great. He's customized the buttons of the HTML report to kind of match. So he's done a really nice job with this one. Nice simple comments. All of these, you can click on them, brings you into the report. We can click open the pictures and start to get some nice detail here. So this would be a nice example of a clean, sort of shorter narrative style report. And then we could look at another type of report. You can see these buttons are different, the color is different. You can see here we've got a different set of modifiers. So let's look at major concerns. We will go into how you generate these, but this is a great example of a parent comment with a lot of detail provided by photo captions. So let's look at this comment, and you can see that we actually have a magic button that takes all of your photo captions and makes a list below a general statement. So really cool technique that I will unpack and can save you a ton of time. So we could, zoom in on some of these just to give you a sense of the pictures. And these are all just taken on a mobile phone. I use a Samsung S23, so it's kind of a newer phone, but nice quality images. We do streaming videos in the finished report.
Because I noticed a bunch of them.
My client talking at me while I did that video, but you get the point. They just stream right in the report. If you're interested in sewer scope stuff, you can put in, there's no length of video, so you just drag the video and you're done. So you can ditch YouTube and all that kind of stuff and just have the videos streaming right in your report. You can see that if we look at the summary, this is part of the default residential template, so you could have this template if you're interested. And it's actually, we're going to switch the name to the default narrative template. But one thing I really like is I've been adding these all caps blue titles, and a criticism that I've had is that that there's a lot of words in these reports, but in a way you can go through and read the report with just the title. Poor grade noted, damaged door sweep, repair the openings when the garage finishes, delaminating garage door, roof repairs. So you don't even have to read the whole comment if you don't want to. So I think that's kind of a nice way to do it. And again, this is a sample. We do ship with this template, and it is the narrative template. So that gives you kind of a quick overview of, you can see how many different styles and techniques that we support with the finished report. One of the things I love too is the way our background information is sort of black and white. It does not show up in the summary if you don't want it to, so you can let that stuff kind of fade into the background. You actually have total controls of which of these modifiers you want to show up in the summary page or not. So yeah, this gives you, I think, just a nice quick overview of a lot of different styles of reports and ways they can be done. So why don't I'm going to keep going here. We're going to jump into the mobile app, and I'll show you how we gather data on site.
Gang, so I've opened up the mobile app here, and if you notice, these are jobs that are out in the future. So if I click and hold that, you can open a map that'll bring you to the job. You can email the agent, you can email the client, you can call the client, you can call the agent if you have their number. So really convenient. A good communication tool and directions tool just right from the app. Let's go ahead. I'm in a utility room if you hear this sort of humming here, but I'm going to choose a brand new report. I'm going to use my residential template here. So we'll kind of load a template. And now we've got the cover page up, and we're going to start seeing all the information loading, like my whole template, and that'll be like the chapters and everything. So you can kind of swipe from the left side, and that opens up all the chapters. One of the great things is we have a required fields, is what we call it on the desktop, and that's this needs attention here. So if I click on that, I've got 193 items I need to get through in a brand new report. You can make as many as you want, but those are my items. So these are all things that I want to get filled in, and as I go, we could go click on the driveway, for example. It's a gravel driveway, and these red items kind of go away, and that tells you you're starting to fill in the report. It's got a concrete walkway, it's got a paver patio, and maybe a concrete patio. At the bottom left, there's little arrows that you can tab to the next one. So prune vegetation off the house, so you can clean that, and because that's orange, it tells you it's actually getting you a narrative comment. So I could open that comment up and take a picture in it. So I'll kind of show you that here. We'll actually go outside. So I'll show you how quick it is. I mean, pruning trees off the house is a constant thing, right? So we're going to hit this box, we're going to hit the blue guy. Now we're inside the comment, and we could take a picture of the tree that's too close to the house, and we're done. Now you'll notice there's some yellow on here. This is text replacement. So if I click on that, I could say, please note that trees hanging over this house may originate on the neighbor's property. So pretty cool. I'm not going to select that here, but it's really nice. It's one of the great features of ScribeWare. That little pen is going to stay hidden unless I choose something from it. So that lets you add all this information there. You can kind of mold and modify comments as needed. All right, so I came back into the utility room here. And let's go ahead and we'll just fill in a water heater just to kind of give you a sense of it. So I'm in my water heater section. I just navigated there, and this is a tank. It's a GE water heater. And let's go ahead and get a picture of the data plate. So I'm just going to click that, open it up, hit the camera icon. We could come in here and get the data plate. So we got that. And then we'll keep moving here. This is a 50-gallon tank. It's from 2004. So you can see once I get to 04, the orange tells you I'm going to get a comment. So that's going to tell me, hey, this thing's getting older. You might have to replace it. It is an electric water heater. I live in a place that requires seismic restraints, so they were present. There is a pad, so I'll tick present. There's not a drain pan, and there should be one, so we'll hit, oops, not present without a drain. We're going to hit none noted, drain pan. And then I'm going to hit the blue thing to get inside my comment. We'll go snap a picture here. And boom, we're done with that comment. So there's an expansion tank and there's a relief valve. Now, this blue comment is going to give me a little sort of CYA thing that's like, hey, there's a relief valve here and I don't blow it off, but the manufacturer says they should be tested. So I've got a little descriptive comment that came in. And then this TPR is not done correctly. They've used a corrugated supply connector, and you can see that's my second one on this checkbox. So we'll hit that. And I'm going to come up here and we'll snap a picture of that, and we're done. So you can see how fast this is when you have all of your little checkboxes built in. You're just kind of toggling through things. So now I want to show you on the mobile just using some voice to text, and one of my favorite features, the photo captions to bullets. So this is a really great way to reduce the number of comments you need in a report. So in this case, I'm just going to show a couple door comments, but those are classic. You go into a house, you might have 6 or 7 little door tune-up comments, and I'll show you how you can easily just gang them all into one comment here. So I'm going to open up a camera here, take a picture, and I'm just going to caption it. The door hardware is missing to the hall bathroom toilet closet door. So done with that. Now we'll come over here and get a picture of this. The strike plate is missing to the hall bathroom door on the jam side, period. It's pretty classic that it doesn't get everything spelled just right, so sometimes you have to make some tweaks. So, okay, so now I've added a few comments. I'm gonna go to my interior section, and that's how I like to have my doors all in the interior. I'm gonna open it up. These were both solid and hollow doors here, and then door repairs needed. See under most common. So I'm gonna select that and open it up. So this is what we call a parent comment. This just saying basically, hey, doors are repaired, need repair, fix them. So just to the right of the camera icon, click on that, and here are those 2 comments. So I'm going to select them, and now those 2 pictures with the photo captions are in this parent comment. Now if you read this, it says door repairs needed. Examples of observations noted during inspection include. So I'm going to put my cursor there and hit this little button with the mountains on it, and now I've got those 2 comments there. So on desktop, I'll show you what this looks like when we're done, but I've really got a nice little comment here that is both vague and specific. I mean, I've got like, hey, in general, you need somebody to fix the doors. Here's what I noticed. The beautiful thing about this technique is as soon as it helps your workflow. Like when you go out on an inspection, you might find a couple door repairs, but you don't know how many you're going to find. And how a lot of inspectors handle this is they keep writing repair items. And so your report might have 10 different door repair items. This is a way that you can gunny sack them all into one comment. And it's like, hey, here's all the door repairs I found. So this has really helped me reduce the number of comments I use. For the most part, this is almost the only door repair comment I use. I think I have separate ones for lost seals, but by and large, you know, let's say we wanted to add something here. So door stoppers are missing to the hall bathroom doors. So now we've just added that. So what you would want to do if you want to keep adding them, I usually don't hit that button until I'm done with my job. But what I do is that you can think of these parent comments as little placeholders. They're sort of photo buckets, and you can keep dumping all your pictures into them, right? And then when you're done with the whole job, you're going to come up here and hit that, and now I've got the third one in there. So I wouldn't have hit that button until I was done with the inspection, but I might have chosen this interior repair comment. That's just one comment. Now you get this bucket where you, as I keep doing the inspection, I can keep adding pictures to it. And then what you can also do is flag the comment here. And that way it'll remind you to go back and hit the little button to make all the little bullets. Or when you're reviewing the report before you send it out, you'd read it and see. But that flagged item is actually going to add one more item to this needs attention up here. So as I go through things, when I'm almost done, I would actually be able to see that. So I hope that makes sense. That's kind of showing photo captions to bullets. It's showing our flagging feature, and it's showing a really powerful technique for just reducing the number of comments you need, making a better report, and helping you move faster on site.
Okay, so in this overview video, I think we're going to move on to the desktop version now. I hope the quick overview of mobile was helpful. There's obviously a lot more features, but I think that gives you a general sense of kind of filling in comments, selecting comments, attaching photos, and I showed you the photo captions to bullets and this idea of how we use parent comments. So I just wanted to start. Let's just review some of the stuff that we did. We are now in the desktop. I'm inside that report. And so we could go to the water heater section, and you can see all this stuff has synced over from the report. Here's that TPR valve comment that came in. Here's the, hey, this water heater is close to the end of its life. And notice there's text replacement I could use. So I could double click on things. To best preserve this tank, you could consider servicing where the tank is flushed. So again, that ability to kind of modify things. Here's the missing pan comment. And if you want to, you could call this a recommended maintenance item. So I click on here. You have all these on the mobile as well. These are the modifiers I like to use. You can make all of your own modifiers however you like, but we could switch that to a recommended maintenance item if we want. We could open this up, and I'll just show you a few things on like the photo editor. You know, we could give a sort of rectangular thing here. We've got arrows, we've got a magnifier, so there's some nice photo editing. This is the tab where you would write in a caption. So just trying to give you a quick tour of things. Let's go look at that door comment. Go to interior, and we're going to go down to that door comment. So here's that nice little door comment that we built. These are the 3 comments that we added that we use voice to text. You can see the flag on here. Let's see, and looks like I use, if you're looking at these red lines, I use Grammarly. And Grammarly is kind of cool. You can't use the free version, but if you purchase Grammarly, it works pretty well with ScribeWare. And yeah, it really helps me kind of clean up my report. It can be a little bit irritating. They do some like grammar check things that don't work well with home inspection language, so take it with a grain of salt. And sometimes you'll see how there's some funny little lines now and again. That's just Grammarly, but it's a really powerful grammar editor, so I like to have it. So that's here. If we look over at the right hand side, we ship with all these illustrations, so that just comes with ScribeWare. So you can go through these. We've got them set as little folders, so decks and stair heating and cooling. A lot of people, you have to purchase illustrations, but we ship with them. This is how you can edit the little folders, and you can even add your own things. So let's say we're under heating and cooling and you want to add more, you come up to the plus mark here and you can bring in a bunch of your own illustrations. Two important things over here on the right. There's the PDF place where you can add PDFs if you want to, and we have a great way of handling PDFs. You just drag them into the report, and there'll be like a little addendum in the report. This is the mobile media area, so this is where all of the images that I've been taking for this little demo will show up, and I took all these on the mobile. If you wanted to add infrared pictures and using or a seweroscope video, we've got multiple ways of doing that, but in the mobile media area, if you just hit the plus mark, again, you have a backdoor to your computer, so you could go into your pictures and you could, choose a job, or if you had a little memory card, you could probably use this area and just put your pictures into the mobile media. The cool thing about adding them to mobile media, if you work in a team, is everybody on your team would see them. Everything that comes into this mobile media folder is going to sync with the cloud and get backed up. So that's an easy way to do that. I'd like to kind of walk you through just the very beginning here of this would be the home page, right? So now I've gone out of a report. I'm in the home page. With ScribeWare, you never need to go anywhere to update the software. We push them out to you and you can update them. This is where you can sync with the ISN. If you're using Next Inspect or Keystone, the jobs will just automatically come over for you. So these would be jobs I have out in the future. I like to set, I work on a lot of different templates for people, so I have these set way out in the future, and these are all different kind of templates that I'm working on, and all they are is a job, but I've kind of put them out in the future, and when I'm done working on template stuff, I hit save template, and then the next time I create from template right here, I know I'll be picking up that latest version that I was working on. So on the home page here, this field is going to let you create the last job the last type of template you just did. So this is create Orca residential. Then create from template just lets you select all of the different templates that you use. Most people don't have this many. You tend to not need very many, and if I were you, I would encourage you to have as few templates as possible just to keep your life as sane as possible. So anyway, this kind of gives you an overview of the home page. Let's go look at settings for a minute. So, two things. We got submit feedback. This is really powerful. If you are having trouble or you have questions or you want us to change your email address, use the submit feedback button. It sends a message to our coders and we can have a look. It even sends trace logs so we can understand if funny things are happening to your account. So that is submit feedback, and it's a great way for us to diagnose problems and a great way for you to communicate with us. So let's look at our settings chapter, because this is where you can set your whole company up. We've got our profile here. We've got our company information where you can put logos and all that kind of stuff in. Under the profile, you can add signatures. You can add initials. You can put in a bunch of your badges and stuff. Let's see, this is industries and subscriptions, is where you control your billing and stuff. I'm using home inspection and sewer. The boilerplate language is really powerful. Every template has its own. You can change the boilerplate language infinitely. So I have all this different boilerplate, and that's really helpful if I'm doing a condo inspection or an interior inspection or commercial inspection. This allows me to use one template for multiple different types of jobs and just modify the boilerplate. So that's really convenient. And this is where you come and customize your boilerplate. You can even use placeholders, so you could have the client names and the inspection date in your boilerplate if you like. Report templates, this is where you can control report template stuff, so you can choose whether or not you have a summary, whether or not you have an invoice or receipt. We can sort the observation modifiers automatically for you. You can include a table of contents in the report, and you can toggle off produced in ScribeWare. A lot of people want that because they don't want their competitors to know what they're using, because it's so good. We do support having contracts, so you can load all of your different agreements. So I have an interior only agreement. Some of these, this was like a commercial job where I made a custom agreement just for that job. So you can have as many different agreements as you want. Again, we've got placeholders that you can add in with client name and address and all that. Observation modifiers. A lot of our competitors do not allow unlimited modifiers. You can have as many as you want in ScribeWare. If you click these open, you can change the color, you can change the name, you can change the description, you can choose which modifiers go to the summary. You can choose whether or not you want the media in the summary. Those are really the big ones here. So, and then you can hide them if you want like two modifiers and you don't like having all these, you can just hide them and get rid of them. I love having a lot of modifiers. You can see I have homeowners association ones, completed items, partly completed, incomplete, reinspection notes. I've got tons of stuff and I love them. They help me be accurate. Company users for multi-inspection firms. This is where you can invite people into your team, and you can then everybody can be in one team. And this is where you have admin controls to see who can edit templates, who can edit libraries, and who can view reports by others. Pretty cool. Agents, this will keep track of all your agents. Integrations, we integrate with the ISN, Keystone, and Scheduler. We also inspect or integrate with Next Inspect, and then we have a Zapier integration, which really lets you integrate with like thousands of things. So, and we will keep adding more integrations here over time, but that's what we have to date. PDF forms, there's a whole mapping, so you can, if you want WinMit forms, 4-point forms, pest forms, we can do field mapping, which I won't get into here, but that can really help. Advanced is custom CSS, and that's one of the ways that you can modify the look of your finished report. It's incredibly powerful. One of the things we really try to support is we'd like every Scriber's report to look completely different, and that way even if you do have a competitor in your region using ScribeWare, you can make your report different than theirs. This is just showing how we're constantly working on stuff. So this is what's new, and then I've got an admin control. So that walks you through the settings real quick. And yeah, I think, you know, this is a nice overview of ScribeWare. Let me show you a couple things real quick on the desktop for just customizing a job as you go. I'm just trying to get to that job. Here it is. This is the one we were fiddling with today. It's really convenient for adding, you can modify the template to suit the job really specifically. So let's just say we're under water heaters. We already filled out one, and then, oh man, there's another water heater. Well, you can come under these three dots and you can copy section. And now we just added a second water heater, and we could rename that and call it water heater studio. So the template is amazingly flexible and lets you kind of mold the template to fit each building specifically. You could even add a blank section if you wanted to, and if there was something funny with this water heater, it had 3 circ pumps, you know, you could add something and talk about it. So, and then if you don't want it, you can go ahead and delete it. So the template is very malleable, and that works on mobile, and it works offline on mobile, which a lot of our competitors, you can't modify the template when you are offline. We've got a copy report feature, which can be really helpful for making either re-inspections or making sample reports to show off to your clients. So cool. I think this gives you a nice quick overview of the desktop. I hope this was helpful, and we would love to work with you. Our goal is to have hands down the best report writing software and let you really outcompete other home inspectors just by simply writing better reports. You can also see this system is so customizable that we're starting to grow into other industries and even other regions of the world because you can really build whatever you want with this. It's a really flexible database system. So thanks for watching, and reach out to us if we can help.